Hi, I'm Jermal Chandler with Cboe Global Markets, and this is Volatility 411 for Thursday, October 1st. We're finally in the fourth quarter here, so in the home stretch after a crazy year. Prospects for a stimulus currently look a little bit bleak. Seems to be a lot of infighting going on in Washington. You start to wonder if we're going to get a stimulus package before the November election. It's been a choppy stock market recently. We saw some buying into the end of the quarter yesterday, possibly on some portfolio rebalancing over the previous couple of days. Today we're up 12 handles in the S&P 500 to 3376, so just above the 50-day moving average. Recently, as far as coronavirus goes, there's been an area of focus on the southern tip of Brooklyn. There's been some flare-ups going on there. And as far as vaccines, well, there's been, of course, a lot of companies working around the clock. Some people say maybe the middle of 2021 is when we'll get a vaccine for the coronavirus, but we'll see. The S&P 500 was down 4% for the month of September, posted an 8.5% gain for the third quarter. Now that's nothing like what we saw in the second quarter, where we saw a 20% gain. The VIX essentially started September and ended September around the same month, although there was a lot of movement in between, but was really reading around that 26.5 level. Saw some meaningful change in the VIX futures curve, of course, in the month, where we saw that November-October spread really widen out. November is trading over by around $2.40 as I sit here. In VIX options today, we've seen a lot of puts trading. So looking at a couple of the expirations here, when we look at the standard OCC, 28,000 puts have traded versus 36,000 calls, so calls trading over there. But in November, 67,000 puts traded versus 11,000. And then in December, we've seen 28,000 puts trade versus 4,000 calls. So a little bit different than what we normally see, a lot more puts trading in the VIX versus calls. VVIX is still hovering around that 100 level. Of course, we've had two closes in the past week below 100, but still sitting around 100 level. So there's been some still interest in the options for VIX. Friday's jobs report for September is going to be a big one. It's the last one before we get the election. But in general, the general market theme is uncertainty. So that's all for Volatility 411. I'm Jermal Chandler. Have a great trading day.